Hey folks, this is Johnny. I got a kind of a freestyle deal going on here. Like all of my videos aren't freestyle. We're going to take a look at Emvoice One Vocal AI. They got a bunch of new voices and things like that. I've only got a couple of them, but I've gotten a lot of questions on exactly how does Emvoice work? What's the best way to use it? So what I've decided to do here is I've decided to do kind of a basic walkthrough of actually producing a vocal. So this is less of an instructional and more of an example and a follow through. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but I'm going to show you how I use Emvoice One. We're going to use a couple of the cool features like the vibrato feature and such. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. But before we do, if you could like this video, subscribe to my channel, enable the notifications, and if you really like me, go ahead and become a member. Just a couple bucks a month to help support what I do here. Or you can go to Patreon and do the same thing there. The prices are pretty much the same. All right, so one of the things that we're going to start with is a music track. Now, this music track was a music track I did for my brother many years ago, and we have since lost the vocal for it. So I wanted to use this as an example on how to do this. So here's a little bit of the music. It's a little dated. And that's the intro. And I'm going to be using that riff for the verse. And that drum kit is from one of my Studio One created power kits. And it's also available at hst-homestudiotrainer.com. Look for the power kit. You'll see it in there in the list of drum kits that are available there. All right, so we're going to use this music track. And let me just kind of go through this here. All right, no preparation in this. I'm doing this all off the cuff. Nothing strange about that, right? All right, so let's go ahead and go back to the top. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create a melody. I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm going to go to my presence, and I use this on one of the last few videos. So, just going to use the classic FM piano here. It's going to load. There we go. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to arm the track. I'm going to use that as the vocal line. So the first thing that I want to do here is get ready. I'm just going to do the first two parts. So after the chorus, here we go. Okay, I'm going to do something like that, so I'm going to go ahead and here we go. All right, so now that's the vocal, the melody I'm going to follow. All right, I want to edit one thing on that. All right, I'm going to turn off the input quantize, and I'm going to actually do that again. I don't like what I... Here we go. Whoops, that did. Let's go back. Here we go. Didn't hit record, did I? All right, so that's my verse right there. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hit save real quick. And I'm going to go to Emvoice One here, and I'm going to drag this guy. Actually, yeah, you need an internet connection for this. So it goes up and it looks up any updates that you might need. And we're going to choose Jay's voice. It's a little auto-tune-ish, but, we're going to start with that just for now. So now, all you have to do now is take the MIDI track that you have and just drag it onto the Emvoice One track, just like that. Now what we're going to do is we are going to play the song and hit the record button and record into Emvoice One. Hit record and hit play. There it goes. Just do the bridge. Right, so now there's my vocal track. So now if I play this back and I turn down the music track just a little bit, we should hear Jay just go la la la. La 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 la. Very syncopated. All right, so la la. So let's see. We're gonna say. Take me. Take me. Make them. Take me. La 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 la. To a place. See. I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll see. Okay, let's see what that does. Yeah, this is totally unplanned, but I want you to see how quickly you can actually do this. Take me to a place where I never ever thought. Let's see, that totally didn't work there. Right, let me get over here. Let's get back. 12. There we go. Oh, I forgot the word a. To a place. To a place where I never ever thought that I would have. That I would.
to a place where I never ever thought that I would go.
Okay, so now I said hat instead of that. There we go. Now we're going to bring this in a little bit.
To a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Fly.
Okay. Now it's on 15. There we go.
Fly. Now. Now.
Nope, actually that was better.
Now. La la la.
Okay. Stay right here. You guys are gonna
Wanna stay right here. La 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 la. Wanna stay right here. La 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 la. La 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 la.
don't know where this is going. I did not hit that. And
La 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 la.
what the heck is going on? So something acting very, very weird because the keyboard is shortcut. Figure out what the last word was to rhyme it. Where to?
Right where I wanna be now. Let's go.
This might sound better with a female voice, but we'll see.
La la la. La 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 la. I just don't want to be la 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 la.
Want to be. I just don't. But oh, it's all running together. But here, I don't know how this is gonna work. Let's see what happens.
I just don't want to be anywhere here.
I don't know what this is here. I think this is an actual note.
I just don't want to be anywhere but here.
Wow, I don't.
I just don't want to be anywhere but here.
Okay, so we got some here.
I just don't want to be. I just don't want to be. I just don't want to be. Blah.
Okay. There. Yeah, I know the syncopation is off, but let's see what we can actually construct.
I just don't want to be. La 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 la. I just don't want to be. La 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 la.
Anywhere but.
La 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 la.
Okay, so I just don't want to be. I swear.
Anywhere but here.
Okay, not bad.
Anywhere but here. La 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 la.
Let's see. Let's see. I used to be a good lyric writer. When I was writing for my own voice.
Now I am right where I belong.
All right, so that is the vocal track. So now there's a couple of things I can do to this.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Now
So let's pull up the fat channel.
wanna stay right here, right where I wanna be now. Let's go.
All right, so it's a little bit high for a male vocal. So I'm going to change it to a female vocal. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually, let me save. There we go. I'm actually going to go ahead and choose Keela.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna stay right here, right where I wanna be now. Let's go.
All right, sounds really bland, I know. But this is really just to give you guys an idea what we're doing here. Ooh, hey, let me extend this a little bit. There we go. All right, so now for this vocal, definitely need a little bit of EQ.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna
And
stay right
compressor.
here, right where I wanna be now. Let's go.
All right, so let's get a little bit of compression on her.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna stay right here, right where I wanna be now. Let's go.
All right, so let's go ahead and tap.
Take
It is already a stereo track, so I can put a little bit of pre-delay. Get the size going and the mix down.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna stay right here, right where I wanna be now.
Now, I think that the best use for Emvoice, there's Synthesizer V that's out there, which has a little bit more natural voices, but it's harder to program than this.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna stay right here, right where I wanna be now. Let's go. I just don't want to be anywhere but here.
Not bad.
Now I am right where I belong.
It doesn't rhyme, but you guys get the general idea. This is really great. In my opinion, it's really great if you are creating a vocal track that you want another singer to follow. So one of the things that we can do here, if we open up Emvoice, is we can take care of some of the less natural stuff. So
Take me.
now if I open the full extent here, I can add a little vibrato. And just by dragging this up or down, I can add how much vibrato I want to add.
Take me. Take me.
All right, too much. Go.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought.
Now, I can also open this up a little bit. And I can start adding the vibrato on some of the louder stuff. Or on some of the longer stuff, I meant to say. Oh. Just at the tails.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna stay right here. Wanna go.
Add something right here.
Now I wanna stay right here, right.
Okay, so want to stay right. So let's add a little bit there. Let's make it less. It's a little. Okay. So now there are longer notes in the second part here. So I'm just kind of going to randomly put this in there. And there's ways to stretch the intended vibrato. I think it's control. It might be on a Mac. It might be command. And there we go. You can actually stretch it. All right. So let's go back to the arrow. So now we actually have this.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna stay right here, right where I wanna be now. Let's go.
Worst lyrics I ever wrote, but that's okay. It's just for the example. All right. I just whacked my hand against my microphone. Ow. All right. So now how do we print this? It's actually quite easy. I'm going to go ahead and hit save so I can get back to this point if I have to. I'm going to do a right click and I'm going to say bounce selection. And boom, I have an audio track. So now for the Emvoice, I have to turn down the actual plugin. And now I've got a stereo track.
Take me to a place where I never ever thought that I would go. Now I.
All right, so now what I'm going to do is I now have an audio version of this right here. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back into the Emvoice. Watch what I'm going to do here. I gotta unmute this so that I can hear it. And I'm gonna go back in Emvoice. And now I am going to create another bounce of this, but I'm going to use one of the other options in Keela's voice. The default one is right there. We got deep electro and things like that, but I think what I'm going to do is just do an alternate take. Now, this changes her expression and things like that. So I did an alternate take. Let's see what she sounds like now. All right, so now it's not perfect, but it is a little bit different in many ways from the first voice. So we're going to close this, and we are going to right-click, and we are going to bounce it again. There we go. Now we have two of them. So now if I play them together, turn down the original. So now I could do something just really simple and do a pan thing. And they're just different enough to not phase against each other. You can tell that this one is a little bit lower in volume, so I'm going to bring that up there in the waveform. Now, the other thing that we can do too is we can take the second track here and we can actually delay it. I'm going to go ahead and select the track, just select the event, I mean, and we're going, no, actually, it's the whole track if we select this. And we're going to the delay, and we're going to delay it by about 25, 26 mil. It's 26. So now let's see. Okay, that's a little too long, so we're going to go 20. All right, so now I'm going to bring these in just a little bit. I'm going to show you a cool trick. All right, so you can hear that the two takes are not completely different, but they're different enough to keep the tracks from phasing too much. They phase a little bit, and we can actually fix that also by going to the second voice and maybe going to the tune and kind of detuning her by 10. Okay, so what I want to show you guys is how to further make this cool. We can go ahead with the second track, and we are going to say yes, edit with Melodyne. And since they are different enough, we should be able to create some harmonies. Ready? Take me. So now we can take these notes. Now I don't need to do a tune. I don't need to do that. Ooh, that would sound. Take me to a place where I never. Let's take these notes. Take me to a place where I never ever thought. Ooh, boy. I love the way that sounds. All right, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to kind of get out of this. And I am going to take all of these. Take me to a place where I never
place where I never, ever, to a place where I never, ever thought. To a place where I never, ever thought
Okay.
to a place where I never, ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna stay right here,
Okay, so now the notes that are playing and phasing,
to a place where I never,
I can actually take here and delete.
to a place where
So if I start here,
take me to a place where I never, ever thought that I would. I never, ever thought that. I never, ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna stay right here, right
take these out. I don't know how many are left watching, but hopefully you're finding it useful.
here, right where.
All right, let's see. Whoops.
Right, right where I want. Right where I wanna.
And
Right where I wanna be now. Right where I wanna be now. Right where I wanna be now. Let's go.
there you go.
I just don't want to be anywhere but here.
Now I'm just gonna take a chance here.
Right. I just don't want to be anywhere. I just don't want to be anywhere.
It's not good. And I'm just doing this by ear, folks.
I just don't want to be anywhere but here. I just don't want to be anywhere but here.
All right, so you guys get the general idea. I'm not going to go any further with this. I just want to play it once through so that you guys can hear it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adjust some of the volumes here. So let's see what we got here.
Take me to a place where I never, ever thought that I would go. Now I wanna stay right here, right where I wanna be now. Let's go.
Nice. Is it perfect? No.
I just don't want to be anywhere but here.
And that's pretty much it. I don't know if this was useful for anybody, but combined with the power of Emvoice and just doing a bounce, creating audio tracks using Melodyne to create your harmonies. Yeah, I know the song isn't great, but I really wanted to make an example of all of the things that you can do, especially when it comes to Emvoice and a lot of the tools that you have that you may not know. Now, there's a way to do bends in certain notes. All you got to do is click above the section you want to bend, and you can adjust those sections to actually bend notes up and down, or you can drag those pieces up and down like this. It's very smooth and it works really, really well, but I don't want this video to be any longer than it has to be. And it's important that you do all of this before you start rendering into audio, unless you plan on doing it in Melodyne. So you can pick whichever one works best for you. So the Melodyne lets you actually tune the voice without having to go back into another Emvoice track. Now, I think what's important is that you have the default, you have some of these loose tunings and smooth legato, which really changes up the personality of the voice. I usually like to use the alternative take if I'm actually going to be doing harmonies and things like that. So I think that there are a lot of good choices. And if you really focus on the sound of the voice, you can get a usable, if you just like to write, do your vocals like this and put the music out there, there is nothing wrong with doing that this way, even if you just want to put out an idea. You want to send it to a real vocalist and things like that. So don't let the naysayers say, oh, it's too robotic. You don't want to produce your music like that. Well, have you listened to pop music lately? Have you? Despite a few examples, it's pretty much like this, okay? So whether it is an actual AI voice or if you're using another one, which is a little bit better in quality, which is the synthesizer V has different voices. I wouldn't say it's better in quality, but it's tougher to use. I like Emvoice because it's really simple to use. Emvoice also is the most stable, and it works perfectly in Studio One as a plugin. And along with Melodyne, you can get some really cool stuff. All right, let's see. So we've been here for about 37 minutes. I hope, for those of you that are still with me, thank you. For those of you that actually lasted this long, please leave a comment in there. And the keyword I'm going to use is harmony. So type harmony in the comments if you lasted to the end of this video. I don't expect to see many of those, but hopefully you guys got something from this, and hopefully many of you actually watched it all the way through. All right, that's going to be it for me. I will see you all in the next video.